All right, we're going to be talking about him, but let's start out here. Jimmy. He was occulted. You have to wonder if reincarnation means born again. Where is he from? Military brat. He got assessed and recruited. Probably on a Mars program. But I'm going to talk about Michael Jackson. The past lives of Michael Jackson, as is indicated on the Jimmy, as indicated on the cover of the video. Sam the Illusionist had a channeling from the Pleiadians that basically talked about the past lives of Michael Jackson, which I wrote some notes and I'll review them. So, what do we know about Michael Jackson? I mean, I grew up, I'm roughly his age, because you'll see he was born in 58. I was born in 59, so he's a contemporary, like Donny Osmond. And I have wonderful news for Akura, whom I love, Sandra. Michael Jackson is back with us now. He's incarnated right now. Sometime since 2009, he was incarnated. And when you hear what he's got to give in terms of, I'll say what he's owed, it's going to be phenomenal. But let's talk about the guy that we know. Michael Jackson knew how to dance. People would say he was effeminate. He got occulted in that direction, and clearly there was some. His affection was very sincere, and he was known, he crossed that line with children. I suppose it would seem that way from allegations and his Neverland Ranch and all that. But he's a child. The guy got occulted, and maybe he was hiding there. But he had all the cosmetics done to him when his voice started to change, which I found to be sad because he had a great voice. It seemed like it would have gone well, just like that, the comparison to Donny Osmond, and instead, whatever he did in order to retain his high pitched voice, he was either directed to do or he wanted to do. He seemed to be very close with Diana Ross. Call it as a guide. I don't know. His father was not the best kind of guy. He was a controlling, big problems. And we're going to learn that Michael Jackson is of a Mars point of origin. So he's kind of born into that familially, it would seem. When you think about his old man and his brothers, and they were good together, good performers. So Donald Trump, I recall saying about Michael Jackson, which I thought was funny at the time, but please know it's an indicator that when Trump lashes out at you, it's the dark lashing out at the light, indirectly. He did it with Harry and Meghan because he watches TV and I don't know if he's jealous or what his problem is, but he took the time to say bad things about Harry. That's enough for me. Then number two, he said this about Michael Jackson. I wonder if he ever looks in the mirror and says, what the fuck have I done to myself? I mean, that was a quote. And when he said it, I'm like, man, this guy's got the New York gift of hitting it. Because if you said that on the street corner with 10 guys standing around, they'd all laugh because it was a funny joke. And look what he did to himself. He ended up overdosing in 2009. But let's talk about the details of his tapestry. This is going to be very interesting because it's not necessarily chronological. When Sam did the channeling, which I'll attach, the Pleiadians explained they're going in reverse order. So I'm going to take you there, and hopefully you get it. Okay, here we go. This is going to be great. I'd like to thank our one true creator, the master programmer, and the gift of our pineal gland for her to Father, Mother, God, freedom and power on the left, knowledge and wisdom in the middle, and love and compassion on the right. The women take the lead. We've been too left-brained on this planet for too long, if you want to look at it that way. It's just a way of looking at it. Now, let's get in tight here on Michael, because this is wonderful. So, chronologically, sort of as we would simply know it, this is when he checked out. And because of that, the window's open into the future, and we were told he's back with us. So we'll start there. He's somewhere. Now, as far as him being back somewhere, it's starting from right here. Then he was Michael Jackson. So he has all this positive karma from donating money, and now he's back because he didn't get to complete it. And it's just kinetic since 2009, somewhere, wherever he is. But he was a man named Walter in the U.S., and he overcame the desire to find true love. He was seeking to do that. Overcome the desire to find true love. How ironic is that? And it was the cause of suffering. If you read the Sophia Code and you learn about Green Tara, she explains suffering is done as a part of our divine inheritance. So desire for love causing suffering is a negative thing, obviously, for him. So it was a struggle. But he donated, he developed the art of donating money. And, you know, the karmatic balance was, he's due, is the way to look at that. So at the completion of that life, he lived 80 years. Okay? Then, let me make sure I can explain this correctly. Okay, after he did that, then he was Michael Jackson. Okay, so you have to go there. Those two happened in the opposite order. Now we can get where we need to be. So it's not really complicated, but it's definitely that. So before this period, he was clearly an ascended master named Ting. You're going uphill with Michael Jackson from here. And I'm going to tell you what, this is a special man when you look at it. So I don't think they had the date that he passed, but he interfaced with others, mind, body, spirit complex. He mastered or inner vibratory rhythms. This is Michael Jackson. Language and identification of true inner self. So he had that all in his holster, but then he kept going. I mean, that's what we do, but this is him. So his challenge then was, he had yellow ray challenges. That's your win. That's the competition. And the balance of ego. So how important am I, and how do I fit in? But his name was Tang. And so let's keep going back and know you got a special guy going here already. 1645 in China. So that's imperial, he's playing in that game. From back before that, you're in Atlantis. That's anywhere from 40,000 years ago to 7,000 years ago, or even tighter. Because the deluge was 12.5, and things happened after that with remnant and Machu Picchu and Turkey and other pieces of high ground. But he lived 17 lifetimes during that window. and he practiced or had self-awareness and was guided by many higher density beings. Now I bet, I'm not gonna bet, but only because of, I guess, who I am and what I know, because Ikora loves this man, that she probably guided him back then. And then she's gonna find that out, that she's got a very close relationship with him. Because Ikora is very special. Sandra. Find her on YouTube, Akura. She's beautiful, she's brilliant, she's German, she's got a twin flame Marcel, and they're going to ascend. They just have the IT AI gizmos that she gets to ratchet with. It's a part of her calling. But we're going up. So back to Michael. We're going in reverse order on him now. Back to the beginning. He was in second density on Mars, likely. He was dogs. Go there. First density for him. His universal point of origin. We all have one. He's older than Yeshua. He's 988 million years old in terms of when his concept came into being on Mars. His name is Ab, or yeah, Ib. Or, if you listen to Sam's video, it's this, Ab, and he's a child of the Creator. Well, that's what this means. Ab means from, Abun. Water and fire is where Michael Jackson experienced first density being on Mars. And he's back with us. So if you want to bring it back forward, started on Mars, finished up as a dog when dogs existed, dog-like on Mars. They just discovered some other creature that I saw that is alleged from 300-400 years ago that looks like a dog and a big fox of a thing. So 4 legs and second density, single point of attention, that's him. And then, as I mentioned, going back up through Atlantis, then he's in China, then he did this wobble here, but his last incarnation prior to 2009 was in the 1800s. So that's where we are. I hope that made sense. I must be an ascended master. And if Sam the Illusionist watches this, I hope that he'll just say, "Whoa, hey mom." It's not that I have other things to don't have other things to do. I could go out in the cold and be meditating, but I love this. And Michael Jackson's with us, so it's all great. There's another part of the channel where he talks about predictions for 2023. That's going to be great too. Well, it is great. It's in the attached video, but I'm going to do a presentation on it. Peace.